Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, we're going to talk about boosting your credit score. Favorite subject of everybody here. We're going to talk about Ox Publishing, $1,500 or $2,500 trade line, primary trade line. Hutton Chase, primary trade line. And finally, we're going to talk about self-lender. It's actually lending yourself money and they're going to add it to your credit file. We're going to talk about it, so please stay tuned. Thank you for coming. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. And thank you again for joining us. So today, we're going to be talking about self-lender, Ox Publishing, Hutton Chase. And first, before we get into it, we're almost a few new subscribers away from 2,400, as you can see on the screen. By the time this actually is posted, we will be past 2,400 subscribers. So I want to thank everybody, and please share these videos because more people will need to know about what's going on, because most people have their daily lives and they don't understand that we are actually in a recession, and you're going to need every little bit of help that you can get, especially when it comes to regarding your credit score. You need it to be in the sevens, deep into the sevens, when this recession officially hits. When they officially announce that there is one, that's when your credit dries up. You're not going to be able to have a 600 credit score, 620 credit score, 650 credit score, and they're going to give you some sort of credit. All right, so keep that in mind. Now let's get to it. The Fico Score. Just so everybody knows, because self-lender, you're basically getting payment history. And you're going to have an amount owed, which helps with your debt utilization. Payment history is the most amount of percentage on your credit score, 35%. So this is why if you miss a payment on anything, that's why your credit score goes down substantially, because it is a major part of your credit score. Along with, as you can see, second up is your debt utilization, and third up is length of history. So this is the beauty of self-lender, is that you get payment history, and you're going to get debt utilization, and you're going to hit new credit, and you're also going to hit this credit mix, because it's going to be a loan. It won't be a credit card. It won't be a mortgage. It won't be a car loan. This is going to be your own self-lender loan, CD type loan that is actually your own savings. So we'll get over here to self-lender, which is now called self, by the way. They took the lender part off, which is going to be interesting because most people will still probably reference it to self-lending, because that's what you're actually doing. You're basically doing it just like a savings account. If you just took $25 a month, let's say, and put it in your savings account, that's what you're basically doing, except at a bank, you don't get any payment history. You don't get any line of credit. You don't get any mix of a loan or anything that helps you out on your credit file. Thus, this is why thousands of people have been using self-lender to boost their credit score up. And quite frankly, I've been told to talk about it several times, because some of the subscribers and viewers here have used self-lender, and they have been saying great things about them. So it apparently works. I haven't tried it myself. It's not really needed, but it works out. So the bottom line to this is your credit score does not matter. You don't even need a credit score to open up this self-lender. So that's a good thing right there. So everybody's going to be approved as long as you have a way to send in the money, whether it's a checking account or whether it's a debit card. And so, I've talked about this before. If you don't have a debit card, just go down to where they have prepaid debit cards and get your a Serve card from Amex. All right, that gives you your bank account with them, and it gets you a way to always charge Amex wherever you want to go, and there's no fees. Well, I shouldn't say there's a dollar fee at the end of the month just for having the card. But if you have at least just one download or one upload at 7-Eleven or whatever, they waive it. So there's really not any fee. But that's here nor there. With self-lender, uh, there's no problem with your credit because, as you can see up top, no credit, need to build credit, no problem. You're just using your own money and you're actually putting it into a savings account. They call it a CD, certificate of deposit. So at the end of your time, because you can determine how long you want it to be. So if we're dealing with $25 a month, for an example, and we want to do 12 months, that means $300 should be our self-lender loan, and we're going to pay $25 a month. At the end of the 12 months, there's going to be $300 plus a little interest, they say. So you get to withdraw all that money. So if you did $100 per month, you would have $1,200 plus interest. At the end of the 12 months, you could withdraw it. And that's how they would build your credit score, because you'll have 12 monthly payments. You'll have a payment history, which is 35% of your score. So that's beautiful. You can't go wrong with that. And you'll have a debt utilization. So everything works out perfectly for what you need to build your credit score, even if you have bad credit, because there's no credit check. Everybody is approved. So that'll help anybody out. This will help everyone out. And you can do it in a timely fashion. And if you call timely 12 months or 6 months, to me that's timely in the overall scheme of things. And like I'm saying, everybody right now needs to get their credit boosted into the 700s if you can. And here's one of the ways that you can do that without a hard inquiry. So what I'm going to do is, they have a little video that I'm going to run and interrupt what I'm talking about here with self-lenders, so you can see from their own mouths what they're saying. And I'll put it in this video right here so you can check it out right now.
Everyone knows it's important to build credit, whether you want to rent an apartment, buy a car, or get a credit card. Having a good credit score can save you thousands, but how do you actually get started building credit? Many people will say, apply for a credit card, hope that you'll be approved, and then once you finally get the card, be careful not to overspend, or you'll rack up a ton of debt and be making interest payments for years. There has to be a better way to establish credit history. Hello, self-lender. Self-lender helps you get a credit builder account. It's a small loan that's held in a certificate of deposit account for 12 months. The CD is FDIC insured, it's in your name, and earns you interest. The best part? As you pay the credit builder account, your payment history is reported to all 3 credit bureaus. After 12 months, you've established credit history, and the money in your CD unlocks with interest. Self-lender. Build credit while you save.
All right, see how easy that is? So next up, we have Ox Publishing. So Ox Publishing, again, no credit check, no nothing. You want to boost your credit score up real fast, this is how you do it. And I have to say, it has to be real fast, because they have something a little bit new now, where if you have to order over $100 worth of items. Once you order $100 worth of items, you pay 50% of it. So if you pay, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's $150 total, and I would suggest you get some of these financial education books, by the way, if you're going to order something. But $150 worth of items, and you're going to put down roughly $75. That means you'll have a balance of $75. And you're going to pay $30 a month. So that means it's going to be paid off in 3 months. At the end of 3 months, what they started doing is they're going to close out your account. So they will allow you to keep your account open for $20 per month. They'll increase your line of credit, your primary trade line as well, from instead of it being $2,500, they'll increase it to $3,000 or $3,500, which is a good thing. So it's up to you if you want to continue paying monthly for this primary trade line. I don't personally think that's a great thing, because you have a self-lender situation here now, And at self-lender, by the way, you cannot open more than one account. So you can't have two self-lender accounts saving at the same time. So that's not an option. But if you want to continue to have the primary trade line with Ox Publishing and you want to continue to pay the $20 per month, that's on you. That's fine. And that'll keep them reporting every month to, you'll have to look down below. All right. Click the links down below for Self Builder link so you can go sign up with Self Lender. And please click the Ox Publishing link and the Hutton Chase. Also, they're actually almost the same company. You click the links down below, please use those. Those are my referral links, and you go over to Ox Publishing and sign up. They do not do a credit check, either one. So you will not have a hard inquiry and not even a soft inquiry. So for Ox Publishing or Hutton Chase. And the beauty of Hutton Chase and Ox Publishing is if you signed up today, you're going to get a call within 24 to 72 hours, and they're going to say, hey, do you want to pay your first month prematurely? Meaning, if you pay your first month, they could report your first payment as soon as like 10 days to 2 weeks instead of waiting the 30 days. Because keep in mind, when you buy something, it's $75. Less, in our example of $150, they wouldn't normally post to your credit file until 30 to 45 days later. So they'll call you up and say, do you want to make your first monthly payment now? And then it can be on your credit report within less than 30 days. This is one of the ways to boost your score up. If you're trying to finance a house, a car, or need something relatively fast and you can wait 2 weeks, then you need to get Ox Publishing and Hutton Chase and Self-Lender. So you'll have something rolling within 30 days. And sure, your score should only go up since there's no hard inquiries. It'll start showing payment history, which is 35% of your score. So that should give you, I can't even imagine how many. It all depends on your overall credit file. But at 35%, you could go anywhere from 10 points, 20 points, 30 points, 50 points, or more. So there's a serious upside for getting all three of these. And all three of the links are going to be down below. But back to Ox Publishing at $2,500 line of credit. And then the other option is Hutton Chase, who has a $1,500 primary trade line. And all these, you do not get a credit card. This is only for these services here. All three of these are for their own platform. Hutton Chase goes to Hutton Chase. You do not get a credit card from Hutton Chase that allows you to go somewhere else. This is your credit line with them. So in essence, you can order up to $1,500 worth of products if you wanted to. But it's not really necessary because that actually shows on your credit file as a $1,500 primary trade line, a credit limit, and what you want is your debt utilization, which over here is 30% of your score. So if you have any derogatory anything, or if you actually owe on other credit cards that's you're above 29%, this is a way to get your debt utilization across the board below 29%. So everybody, like I always say, just go to Credit Karma because they detail it very well, because each of these little buckets here, they actually tell you where you stand. So, and it also gives you tips on how to improve. So if you go to Credit Karma and you see debt utilization and they have something like 50%, you'll see that. Then you say, okay, I need to get down under 29%. But you, in theory, could be at 50%. But as soon as you add a Ox Publishing, a Hutton Chase, you might have, just that alone might have dropped your score under 29%. 29% or less improves your credit score. And then it starts going on increments of 10%. So 19%, it boosts your credit score some more. If your debt utilization is under 9%, boost your credit score some more. The closer you get to 5%, your score starts increasing, and then payment history kicks in. After every month, now you're rocking and rolling, and now you got 5 points here, 3 points there, 2 points here. And then when you have something like Self-Lender, that gives you an extra kicker for the credit mix. It's not a credit card, it's not a car loan, it's not a mortgage, so it's a different kind of thing. So you'll get a little extra bonus points for having a different little mix. And then you also are going to be building out your length of credit history, because that is the only thing here is if your credit history right now is 10 years, well, I'll use this as an example, and you go and get an Ox Publishing account, you open it up, and let's just say you only have one account. Now age, your credit age is only going to be down to 5 years. So it's basically 10 years divided by two accounts is going to be 5 years. So that's what happens when you open a new account. So if you open up Ox Publishing and Hutton Chase, now you have three accounts. Well, you'll have one that's 10 years and then two that's going to be brand new. So the average is going to drop. So now you're going to only drop to 3 years. 3 years, 3 months roughly is what your age is going to be. And where you really want your age to be is 7 years. That's why everybody needs to start now on getting some sort of credit card, whether it's like I like to use, if your credit is not good, you get Discover It, because they have something that I really love, and there's a link down below, so please use it to sign up with Discover It. It's a secured card. They mention in their emails when they send it out that the minimum is 500, but actually the minimum that you can put in your secured account is 300, and at the end of 6 months they give you your money back. That's what I love about these guys. They'll send back your deposit as long as you made 6 payments in a row on time. So when you get your card, let's say it's 300 or 500, whatever it is, you want to charge $50, $75 so you can make your little $10 payment per month for 6 months. So at the end of 6 months, when they see you made 6 payments on time, they'll send back your deposit and they'll up your credit line. Discover, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, all the big banks, they're weighted a little bit more on your credit file. So when you have these other unknown cards, that's fine, but they may only give 25 to 30 points instead of 50 points. So just be aware of, that's why I love Discover It. And if you need Discover It and your credit's not that good, go get it and throw in $300 is minimum or more. And of course, if you put in more, and then when you're at the end of 6 months and they up your credit limit, it'll be more than somebody who puts in 300 or 500, obviously. So those are the things. This is short and sweet, hopefully. And again, it's a self-lender, is highly recommended. And go get that. Ox Publishing, Hutton Chase, and again, I'll leave down the secured link for Discover It. So thank you for watching once again. Thank you for your support. Please share the video. So as I always say near the end of the video, please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And it continues to be hard out here. That recession, it's here. I've been talking about it for a year. All the metrics are here. The most amount of stores that's closed in a few years, couple year history. The most amount of credit card debt that American citizens are holding. The most amount of foreclosures have started kicking up again since 2007, 2008. All the metrics are here. The inverted yield curve has happened again since I made the video a week ago. All these are signs that the economy is not doing very well, plus the global recession, negative interest rates in Germany. What that means is, don't get excited. That doesn't mean that it's going to be 0%. What this means is, if you have money in a bank, your money is going to be siphoned off. That's what it really means. So if the economy was booming, you would have interest rates increasing, making people save money, putting money in banks. They wouldn't be siphoning off your money. That's what negative interest rates do. Okay? You're going to be paying them to hold your money. We don't want that. So right now, my advice is going to be the same. Get yourself some gold, get yourself some silver, please. Even if you have to buy 1 ounce of silver, 1 ounce of gold, a gram of gold, a gram of palladium, an ounce of palladium, an ounce of platinum, a gram of platinum. Get yourself some precious metals. It doesn't have to be much, like I told you before. When we did the silver stacker challenge, the silver was in $14 range. Okay? Yesterday I looked up and it's at 20. That's $6 in less than 6 months. So if you would have bought the 10 ounces, like I was suggesting back then with AppMex, and I also suggest SD Bullion, they weren't even charging anything. It was like $150 and shipping's free. So you would have had 10 ounces for 150 bucks. Those 10 ounces now are worth more, well, are worth about 200 bucks in less than 6 months. In theory, you've made, what is that? What is that? 20%, 30% on your money in 6 months? So, this is what happens when a recession hits. And TVIX, that stock, a few weeks ago, I actually put in what I ordered then was, I believe it was at $13.93. We can call it $14. I use Robinhood because Robinhood has no commissions, whether you buy or sell. And I believe it was at around $20 as well at the time of this video. And when the stock market starts going down like it should be, its TVIX is going to rise. So keep all that in mind. There's a way that you can win. While your 401k is going down or your pension funds may not be dispersed, you have to have a little safety net. 5%, 10% of your money, but you also want to get into paying off any debt if you can. I know it's hard out here, but you got to pay down your debt, because when things hit the fan, you might need that debt. You might need that credit line. You might need that credit limit. All right? And anybody that has any HELOCs, anything like that, when property values go down, they're going to revoke your HELOC. Okay, because they're not going to take any, you're not going to have any equity, so you're not going to be able to use it. So now you have to start thinking, should you actually take the money out right now while the getting's good, or are you going to wait and see if the economy's going to go down or the real estate market's going to go down? These are the kind of things that you have to think about ahead of time, and this is the kind of things that makes the difference between somebody that ends up being a pauper during a recession, and then some people are winning during a recession, and you're trying to figure out how they're winning. That's because they actually prepared. And over the last year, this is why I actually came out with this channel, because I was trying to help people out so you could prepare, because I already knew even before I did the channel that things were going to be bad. So I just was like, you know what, I'm not just going to tell my friends, I'm going to tell the world if I can, so everybody can get prepared. There's no excuse, especially if you're listening to this channel and you're here with us at Stop Struggling Now, because we got our way to do things, and you're going to be well taken care of if you listen to even just a little bit of what I'm trying to say here. So anyhow, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.